It's release day. I am so thrilled to announce that today is the release of Holiday Wishes. It is a holiday anthology written by members of First Coast Romance Writers. The proceeds from this book go toward First Coast Romance Writers, which is my writers group, and it helps us to bring in speakers and exciting workshops for our members, which fosters, the growth of writers. So I'm just so thrilled about this anthology, and in particular, my contribution, which is the Witch's Meow. It is romance number 11 in my Witchy Business short story series, but like all of them, it can stand alone. You can read this one without having read the others, and this one is absolutely adorable. It was heavily influenced by Mischief the cat, as there is a black cat in this story. And so I am just so excited about this release. I am giving you a sneak peek into my story, The Witch's Meow. Couch cuddles with Henry, better known as Kitty Cavil to close relations, was usually the best medicine when Shelley wasn't feeling well. She'd been stroking his puffy black fur for well over an hour, bundled in a Sherpa snuggie, scowling at the live stream of the red carpet she should be walking, for the premiere she should be attending, of the movie she'd starred in. Her nose was still throbbing. Venny Main glided across the screen, arm in arm with her co-star, Ken Daniels. She wore a turquoise number that did fabulous things for her figure, but Venny always looked fabulous. Ferocious, sure, but that was part of her fabulousness. And there was Rachel rolling her eyes at Dan, who was cracking up, probably at his own joke, as usual. Shelley should have been standing beside them in the purple tulle ballerina gown she'd had specifically altered for the occasion after running her ass off, literally, for 5 weeks straight. She'd have whispered her own counter joke to Rachel at Dan's expense. They would have shared a smirk, the cameras would have flashed, and tomorrow morning the front page of the Thornton Gazette would have read, Shelley Adair stuns with Oscar-worthy debut in Harriet the Possessed, pictured with award-winning special effects artist Rachel Finn. She scooped up a heaping spoonful of peanut butter salted pretzel ice cream and stroked Kitty Cavil under his chin in the sweet spot that made him jet out his jaw to give her better access to his neck. Her nose continued to throb. There would be no picture, no front page article, no Academy Award. Well, she supposed the likelihood of winning an Oscar from their tightly budgeted indie horror flick hadn't been impacted by her broken nose and resulting emergency rhinoplasty. They'd barely scraped together enough funds to rent Thornton Theater for the premiere. But since she was burying her woes under a pint of ice cream, she may as well get her calories worth. The one thing I'm good at, Shelley muttered, shoveling her spoon knuckle-deep in the carton, hunting for the salty bits. All those weeks filming, so many months building an online following, years of acting classes, and for what, Henry? Henry slit one eye open and fixed his gaze on her latest scoop. Shelley popped the ice cream in her mouth before he could act on any brave ideas. Can't levitate a feather without catching fire. Can't cast a simple fetching spell without the object exploding. Can't even transmutate a muffin into a cupcake. All of it, rudimentary magic her sister had mastered in elementary school, as their mother so often loved to remind her and everyone else in their Witchin's Coven within earshot. Thank goddess, Shelley has that face. If her nose throbbed any harder, she'd suffer a concussion. On screen, Julian Kincaid moseyed across the red carpet with that suave nonchalance she knew was all show, and Shelley choked on a pretzel piece. He'd worn the slim tie, like she'd suggested, over a simple white dress shirt, understated but classic. Perfect to celebrate his directorial masterpiece. But he must have had his black jacket fitted by the same talented tailor who'd altered her dress. He looked dynamite. Those shoulders, she gulped down the ice cream melting in her mouth. Those biceps, she shoveled in another heaping spoonful. That broad back that tapered into a V, showcasing that slim waist and that firm. She swallowed the bite before it hit her taste buds, buried her face in Henry's furry back and groaned. Every fiber of her body, heart, and soul shrieked with betrayed certainty. We should be together. And right after that, her magic goes awry in the funniest, most perfect way for this friends to lovers romance. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that sneak peek and that you will hop online and get your copy of Holiday Wishes. Enjoy!